he's just obsessed with being a bigot, obsessed with trans women, obsessed with calling them out. Turns out this mother was dating a trans woman, was dating a famous trans woman, and she dumped him. She dumped him so bad, and he got hurt so hard that he turned it into a movement. I kid you not. So if you haven't heard of Josh Seiter, or Seiter, I'm not entirely sure how to pronounce his last name, he is the latest right-wing superstar, and he has risen to superstardom in the way that a lot of right-wingers do. His is the Steven Crowder method. So he kind of became on everyone's radar because he started doing segments and filming himself dressing up in drag and doing drag performances and infiltrating LGBTQ plus spaces to show everybody how easy it is to pretend that you're a woman when you're not. He pretends to be a trans woman. So he dresses up in drag, and then he puts on what is basically, he's trying to do some low effort shit, right? He'll wear a little bit of lipstick, and then he'll be very male presenting. He's, you know, got usually his chest exposed, a lot of hair and stuff like that. So he's very male presenting, but claims to be a woman. And as a result of that, infiltrates successfully LGBTQ plus spaces, and then films it, and then afterwards thinks that's a gotcha because they were nice and accepting. And it's just like, this is just like how absurd the wokies are. Look at this. I pretended to be a woman and they believed me. And then they were really nice to me and accepting of me. And yeah, and it's like, I don't know. This is the dig you think it is. I was fine just laughing at him for that, because it's like, when you watch his videos, they're the same shit over and over and over again. It's him putting on lipstick, going into an LGBTQ plus campus or space, and then right afterwards being like, I can't believe they were so nice and welcoming and actually didn't say anything mean to me. It didn't say that I was a fake. It was so easy to infiltrate that space and pretend to be a woman. This is the danger that all these people present, because if you want to, as a man, all you have to do is say that you're a woman and they'll accept you. And yeah, there's a huge danger in this because it's going to invade women's spaces, and this is how men get into women's bathrooms and all this kind of stuff. And he just keeps doing this. Now, I was also going to laugh at the fact that he keeps doing this, but he won't stop. Trump won. He's still just mad posting in different dresses and makeup and lipstick, and he's tucking now, and he's wearing bikinis, to the point where a lot of people in the replies of his posts are starting to be like, oh, something you want to get off your chest, or something else going on? Like, if you want to live your true self, you could actually be happy. You could be a drag performer if you wanted. You never see this guy smile in all of his like podcasts and his YouTube videos. He's literally always got this monotone face where he's just like this. He's like, God damn those woke pieces of shit. They allowed me to go into a space filled with women, and I pretended to be a woman, and then they were totally fine with it. Like, he just looks unbelievably miserable. But when he puts on lipstick, he smiles. He looks happy. And he looks like he's having such a great time. So I thought, because of a lot of the replies basically being like, oh, darling, you don't have to hide it. Oh, darling, you know, like, you can just live your true self, all this kind of stuff, that maybe this guy is purely obsessed with doing drag because he likes doing drag, right? Like, that is the impression you get. Things that make women actual women: cervix, uterus, XX chromosomes, brain chemistry we can never have, and the things we can, select body modifications, don't even make us women. We are just plain pretend, and we depend on society to go along with our game. Next post. Once again, it's hard for us men pretending to be women to be attractive to people outside of the trans cult, but I can pull it off. Am I a valid trans woman? And what I mean by trans woman is fake woman. Lol. And like, a lot of these they're not getting the numbers he used to. A lot of them are getting ratioed or getting close to being ratioed. Where, again, if you look at the comments, there's just people like, honey, you know, darling, baby girl, live your true self. You don't got to be like this. You don't have to keep like fucking pretending, you know, that kind of shit. Trans for Trump. Trans women love Trump. We appreciate that he understands we are just men LARPing as women. Repost if you agree. Serfs, on behalf of all trans women, thank you for accurately telling our stories and erasing our trans experience by pretending that we didn't have to be men in order to be claimed to be trans women. I'm so tired of people saying trans women aren't attractive. We are all beautiful and valid in our own unique ways. Please be more kind and keep in mind that we are simply men in costumes doing our best to look like women. We deserve a little grace. Really smiling in this one. Just happy as fuck. I'm pretending to be a woman like every other trans woman. You can't fake being a faker. We are all valid. There.
Completely unbothered by all of the hate that I've been getting in my DMs and the comments.
So you get it, right? You get the shtick. The shtick is like, I mean, fucking, it's definitely boring and old and just, you know, Crowder did it. Crowder's been doing this for a long ass time. You didn't invent this shtick. It's not new. None of this is new. I don't know if he was just doing this continuously because, like, again, he's just obsessed with being a bigot, obsessed with trans women, obsessed with fucking calling them out. Boy, was I wrong. Holy shit. Do I have a revelation of revelations to give you about this individual? Turns out this motherfucker was dating a trans woman, was dating a famous trans woman, and she dumped him. She dumped him so bad, and he got hurt so hard that he turned it into a fucking movement. I kid you not. He deleted all of his tweets, all of his Instagrams, deleted all evidence of their relationship. Then he faked his own death on Instagram. And then right after that, he now pretends that his Instagram was hacked. None of that ever happened. And the relationship isn't true. He says that, oh, well, we literally just brushed past each other. It's not the same as being in I was never in a relationship with a trans woman. That never happened, okay? I'm actually a right-wing conservative podcaster and commentator, and that's what I really care about. Yes, I kid you not. This is not just something that's like, oh, there's a little loose evidence or something. This is all over Entertainment Weekly. That, like, it was a contestant on RuPaul's Drag Race. And I know what you're going to say first off. RuPaul's Drag Race is not trans women. RuPaul's Drag Race is effectively men who dress up as women. And it is a performance. That's what drag is. I completely agree with you. However, this was the first person in the history of television to come out on the show and reveal that she was, in fact, and has discovered about herself that she's actually a trans woman. And they dated. They dated for a while. And he got dumped. And now he's all heartbroken about it and turned it into this. So apparently, I've heard this, right? Women are irrational. Apparently they are, you know, they're crazy, bro. All right. And when you dump a woman, you know, she's like, she was crazy, bro. What can I say? All right. Like, she was insane, you know. I was just like, I want to go out with the boys. I want to have some beers and shit. And then she was all like, you can't do that. She's crazy, bro. Yeah. Just women. They're emotional creatures. They can't handle breakups. I've never heard of a woman doing this. I've never heard of a woman being dumped and then going after an entire group of marginalized people and trying to turn that into a hardcore cause just because they couldn't handle being dumped. I bring you to the evidence. Josh Seiter, ex-Drag Race star, Monica Beverly Hills, alleges he faked his own death. I'm baffled. I'm angry. He has his Instagram back now, so he's going to go back to what he's doing, and nobody is going to hold Josh accountable because what? He's a white cis man, Monica tells EW. One day after a statement posted to the Bachelorette alum Josh Seiter's verified Instagram account falsely said that he had died unexpectedly after struggling with his mental health, a former romantic partner of RuPaul's Drag Race, Queen Monica Beverly Hills, is exclusively opening up to Entertainment Weekly about what she's feeling after she learned that Seiter is alive and blaming the hoax on a hack. I'm baffled, says Monica, who does not believe Seiter's account of being hacked. I'm angry. I'm happy he's alive. I'm happy he's here, but this is so infuriating to me. Reached for comment Tuesday, Seiter denied perpetrating the hoax of himself. Those were ridiculous accusations made up by somebody with nothing better to do with their time, he said in an email. As a mental health advocate, issues of suicide are very sensitive to me. To suggest that I would orchestrate a death post around that issue is sickening. I have medicated the last 8 years of my life, blogging and raising awareness about mental health, and I will continue to do so, regardless of what my detractors have to say. Good cover there. Read on for Monica's in-depth account of her relationship with Seiter and the fallout from the erroneous reports about his death. I want to start with some background of your relationship with Josh. How did you meet, and where were you officially a couple? I've known Josh for many years now. We used to work in the same circuit. I did drag at the time, and he was a go-go dancer. This was right after my first stint on Drag Race, so 2013-ish. He was on The Bachelorette in 2015. He fell out of contact, but I'd comment on his stuff because he was beautiful. He was sickening. Of course, I was going to sneak into his DMs. I would put heart faces on the stuff. He'd put heart faces on all my stuff. It wasn't until August 2023 that he hit me up a second time around like, hey, how are you? Why did you unfollow me? I unfollowed him a long time ago. I got hacked a couple of years ago, and they unfriended a bunch of people and added a bunch of crazy people on my Instagram. Maybe it happened then. We're going back and forth, talking about our lives. He asked if I was interested in him, and I said, yeah, I've been interested in getting to know you for a couple of years now. We were conversing back and forth. I was going to LA, and the next day, that's when he finally asked me out on a date, which is the first picture that everybody saw on social media, our first date. From there, we were not official at the time. We were just dating. It never became an official relationship. It did become official. Our second date, the second picture I posted of us, that's when it was official. That weekend was his birthday. I took him to a magic show in my neighborhood for my birthday. That night we made it official and let everyone know on social media that we were dating. I was already iffy because I Googled him and I see all these negative press about him. To me, the internet is the internet. Being from social media, I know better. But I don't believe everything that you read. I didn't judge him as a clout chaser. I never heard about that kind of stuff because I wasn't looking for him until he slid into my DMs. I wasn't until I posted his first picture that everyone was blowing me up saying, girl, run. And he's a clout chaser. And we'd laugh about it. People are calling you a clout chaser. So when I'd hear comments, I would ask him. He'd tell me that he would plant those stories on his own. So now I have the deleted accounts that he has tried to run away from because, you know, the internet being the internet, they never forget. This was before the hack, by the way. I want to add that. So he claims that his account was hacked. He didn't fake his own death. That was just some hacker who was specifically trying to target him and post all that kind of stuff, which in and of itself sounds horrible. But there are enough leaked photos of his old account. Deleted Josh Seiter posts appear to confirm relationship with Monica Beverly Hills after claiming, quote, she's not my ex. Actually, maybe I'll pull the story up. Josh Seiter, after the breakup, confirmed their relationship, but began using different pronouns. He referred to she as they, and that was the start of it. There is someone out there giving a lot of interviews about me, claiming to be my ex. For the record, I hung out with them a total of 3 times in my entire life. I'm sure they are a lovely person, but I don't know them like that. As they say, attention, attraction, attention, and some people will do anything for a little bit of fame. Don't believe everything you read, he claims. Amid the fallout from an alleged death hoax scandal earlier this week, former Bachelorette star Josh Seiter insists he was never romantically linked to RuPaul's Drag Race alum Monica Beverly Hills, who exclusively told EW Tuesday that she didn't believe the reality personality's erroneously announced death was the work of hackers, as Seiter claimed upon his return to social media. Now EW's obtained screenshots indicating, by his own prior admission, Seiter appeared to be in a brief relationship with the drag superstar. After Monica's interview with EW, in which she also detailed their short-term relationship, Seiter talked to multiple outlets, including The Advocate, Page 6, and Out, strongly refuting their dating history. She's not my ex, and she's clearly desperate for attention. She's trying to milk the flimsy connection to me for all it's worth, and it's laughable. Everything she's saying is without one shred of evidence, and it's given me a good chuckle, he said, brushing it against Justin Bieber at a couple events and claiming that we dated. He also shared an Instagram story on Tuesday suggesting he was setting the record straight for someone claiming to be his ex, writing, for the record, I hung out with them a total of 3 times my entire life. I'm sure they are a lovely person, but I just don't know them like that. And as they say, attention attracts attention, and some people do anything for a little bit of fame. Don't believe everything you read. However, EW, Entertainment Weekly, not a lesser-known random publication, one of the largest entertainment publications on the American skies, has since obtained screenshots of Seiter's Instagram, reportedly taken in August, around the time that Monica previously told EW she entered into a relationship with Seiter. In the images, Seiter's Instagram bio reads, taken by Monica B. Hills, and since deleted photos of the two embracing are also visible on the Instagram grid. Uh-oh. Please explain this then, at Josh Seiter Official. If you're going to try and pull a stunt, all your shit in order, goofy ass. I agree, very goofy ass. Here's the old Instagram account, now deleted. Here is taken by Monica B. Hills at the very top of the account, I might add. This is one of the most important parts to his Instagram account back in the day. And then, of course, photos of the two of them embracing in a relationship. Wow. Wow. EW also obtained screenshots of a past Instagram story posted by Seiter in which he announced, me and Monica have decided to go our separate ways, suggesting that they were in a relationship. Me and Monica have decided to go our separate ways. She is a wonderful person whose companionship I adored, but my number one priority is my adult film career. I wish her nothing but success and happiness in her personal life. Love. That's him posting that, by the way. That's prior to him claiming the account was hacked, so that was a post he made. When contacted by Entertainment Weekly, Monica's friend of 25 years, Ali Gunn, also confirmed the drag race star story, telling us that Monica confided to her about her official relationship with Seiter around August 15th, roughly 11 days after she says Monica told her about the entire first date. Reached for comments about the deleted posts on Thursday, Seiter brushed them off as jokes. They're jokes, you see. We'd only hung out once when I put those posts up. It was nothing more than an inside joke between us. The posts weren't serious. I'm sure Monica is a lovely person. I just don't know her like that. She clearly is unable to let go of the 3 times that we hung out and move on with her life, but I wish her nothing but the best. On Monday, a note posted to Seiter's Instagram account falsely announced that he had died unexpectedly after struggling with his mental health. Monica shared it on her Instagram along with photos of the pair together, as well as condolences over the loss. The following day, an alive and well Seiter appeared in a video stating hackers had broken into his account and posted the fake death announcement. Monica previously told EW she first met Josh around 2013, just after her stint on Drag Race Season 5, when he was a go-go dancer prior to appearing on Caitlin Bristow's season of The Bachelorette. She says after years of occasionally flirting on Instagram, Seiter hit her up in August following the conclusion of All Stars 8, in which she competed against and enjoyed viral success with her song Not a Soul Can Clock. Our second date, the second picture I posted of us on Instagram, that's when it became official. That weekend was his birthday. I took him to a magic show in the neighborhood for my birthday. That night, we made it official and let everyone know on social media that we were dating. She then described immediately getting messages warning her to run because he's a clout chaser. Monica said the first pair laughed it off, but claimed Seiter told her about planting stories about himself in the media. She said they broke up on August 22nd after rarely speaking aside from the dates and began to fear that he could be using her for clout. Monica said Seiter blocked her on social media shortly after they split, but was devastated when she saw the news of the apparent death posted to the Instagram. Then Seiter posted his video the next day. She didn't believe it. You dated me, your shit was hacked, you could have called me the first one. He knows me well enough to know that I would have picked up the phone because I'm friends with all my exes. He has my number to call me and say, hey, I need your help. You can release a statement saying my thing is hacked. He didn't do shit. He sat back and got off on everyone freaking out and going through a thing. When reached to comment on EW on Tuesday about Monica's claims, Seiter denied perpetrating the hoax himself, but said nothing to dispute a prior relationship with Monica. Those are all ridiculous accusations made up by someone with nothing better to do with their time. As a mental health advocate, we've already heard that. In an interview with People on Tuesday, Seiter called the initial Instagram post about his death very unfortunate, and he said he wants to continue having open discussions about mental health to help making what is already a difficult journey a little bit more bearable for others who are similarly struggling. And then, if you know someone who needs mental health, text STRENGTH to the crisis line at 741-741 to be connected to a certified crisis counselor, and that includes anyone who might be suffering right now. But after that, he gets embraced by the right-wing griftosphere, the circuit that seems time and time again to reward the worst behavior possible. Like, they're just so eager. Like, I'm sure they don't know about the scandal yet, by the way. Once they find out, he might be cast astray. But it depends. I mean, look at Ollie London. Ollie London went from someone who was first claiming to be transracial, not a thing, but was claiming to be transracial. He claimed to be a Korean man and then a Korean woman. He initially had surgery specifically because he was a fucking racist who didn't want to learn anything about Korean culture, anything about Korean history, not even learn the fucking language, but said that he was getting surgery to have his penis reduced so that he could be more like a Korean man. Again, just a weird-ass racist who had a lot of problems, who should have been speaking to, I'm sure, someone who could help a variety of issues that were going on there. Then said that he was a trans woman, and then after that claimed that he was fooled by the trans agenda, that he's a man, which is why I'm using he, him pronouns right now. Those are the pronouns of his choice at this moment in time. And now claims that because of the radicalization of the trans agenda, he learned the secrets and now is grifting successfully on the right, going on every one of the shows, going on Tim Pool's show, going on all the rest, talking about how evil trans people are, how they indoctrinated him to believe that he was a woman, all that kind of stuff. And it works. You have a very successful pathway to start selling your books and grifting and doing all that kind of stuff and pushing the outrage culture. In the case of Josh Seiter, you have a man who was totally fine with trans women, who was accepting of trans women's identities, who was willing to date a trans woman that he liked. And after the breakup, suddenly is going on this weird-ass crusade where he pretends to dress up as a woman to infiltrate LGBTQ plus spaces, and the right is completely fine with it. This dude does need help. The guy is a train wreck of the highest order. And again, most people just turn a breakup into tears the consolation of their friends, maybe seeking counseling, whatever it takes, get over the breakup eventually, meet someone new, have a new relationship. That's the usual order. Not like I now have to vilify and demonize the entire group that the person who I was dating was a part of and try and grift that into a career. And the right accepts this, I think we need a master list. We need to start one of the chasers, of the closeted gays, of all of the bigots who hate LGBTQ plus people, but in their own free time, they will crash the grinder servers at the RNC. Because how many times have we seen the same story? Nick Fuentes hates women, vilifies women, hates gay people, vilifies gay people, tells women, your body, my choice, forever, shit like that. Gays are living in degenerate sin, all of that. Goes on dates with a gay male sex worker, but that's just a meme for the memes, okay? Accidentally broadcasts hardcore gay porn to his viewers. But that was the Mossad hacking his account, apparently. Because, he hates Jewish people, too, associates Israel with Jewish people. That's the whole thing. Elijah Schaefer, sexual assaulter, guy who has assaulted one of the women at his workplace and was let go from the Blaze for those reasons, apparently is also really into men. Could be a closet bisexual. Is completely fine with fucking men, completely fine with women. There's nothing wrong with any of this. Nothing wrong with being gay, nothing wrong with being bisexual, nothing wrong with being trans. But a lot of these people who turn these things into their own personal crusade, into their own personal cause, it seems like they are really into this shit. The redder the state, the more they are into trans porn. We have the data. We can show you that. Unfortunately, Pornhub can reveal the secrets of all of you. When the RNC is going down, so is all the dudes trying to fucking suck other dudes. Because the grinder crashers crash. And I saw a TikTok the other day from a black sex worker. She was a stripper, and she's talking in detail. She says, she's like, all of these conservative men, these MAGA men, I'll tell you the secret. It's projection. It's all projection. She's like, every single one of them. She's like, I worked for a company not involved in stripping, not involved in sex work. I worked in a very mainstream corporation. I'm not going to tell you the name, but I worked surrounded by men, surrounded by mostly white conservative MAGA men. And when they got drunk, because I would go out drinking with them, they would spill all their little secrets to me. And every one of them had gay fantasies. Every one of them was telling me about how much they wanted to suck and fuck their coworkers once they had a couple too many drinks. She's like, I talked to any of these sex workers that I worked with, dominatrixes, they will tell you time and time again, every single man who wants to be subbed, who wants to be pegged, who wants to be fucked in the ass by someone pretending in some cases to be a man, even if it is a woman, happens to be MAGA and conservative. There's nothing wrong with being pegged. There's nothing wrong with being a bottom. There's nothing wrong with being a dom. None of that is wrong. What is wrong is people who dedicate their entire lives to vilifying these groups all the time, and it's all secretly projection. It's all secretly the forbidden fruit. It's all secretly their sexual fantasies. It's all secretly the thing they obsess the most over. Why do you think so many of them get so intensely aggressive towards these LGBTQ plus communities, where they have to turn it into a cause? I want to turn my life, my life's work, my job into teaching you all about hypnotic sissy porn. And how hypnotic sissy porn is turning straight men into queers. How there's certain forms of porn so insidious that it has the ability to manipulate straight men and get them interested in the man cock. And you watch all of this and you're like, dude, you can just be normal. You can just enjoy this stuff. There's nothing wrong with it. There's nothing wrong with any of it. There's nothing wrong with being straight. There's nothing wrong with being gay. There's nothing wrong with being in between. There's nothing wrong with being none of the above. You could have zero sexual interest at all. But it's y'all. It's y'all who want to control everyone's personal lives. It's y'all who want to tell you, this is sin. This is evil. This is Satanism. They're trying to control us through Satanism. And oh God, my fingers, my search history, it's Satan controlling me. And now it's controlling my other hand. Satan is upon us. Like, dude, just fucking hell. Be normal. You're all so fucking weird. You're all so repressed and sexually obsessed and bizarre and strange. And the shitty thing is you take it out on everyone else. Everyone else has to suffer. Like, because this dude dated a trans woman and that relationship ended, now all trans women have to suffer his bigotry as he goes around being like, trans women aren't real women. I know because I infiltrated the spaces. You seem fine with accepting that they were women when you were dating one. But now all of a sudden, whoa, now you're this cause, this right-wing celebrity, you know? Because you got to make it everyone else's business. Only the right, only the conservative circles, again, are obsessed with policing consenting adults' private behavior, obsessed with controlling it. Like it's a fucking fetish. It's a kink. It's like all this centers around these dudes being so fucking weird and unaccepting of themselves and unaccepting of sexuality or lack of sexuality or any of the above. Like all of it. You can see how the repression is playing itself out. And it is, yes, a lot of men, but I feel too that there's a crisis with these MAGA women who are beards. If you don't know what that expression is, it's a woman who is friends with and or married to a gay man who is actually gay. He's a full homosexual. I think a lot of them are married, like Benny Johnson's wife is married to a bisexual at the very least or a homosexual man who represses that part of himself and continuously believes this thing. But if I keep praying the gay away and I keep talking about how much I believe in Christ and how much I just love my wife's breasts and my wife's vagina, that I too am a straight heterosexual man, ready and masculine to perform. I can't wait to tell you about Turning Point. Like, you see that guy when he gets out there? I was like, why? It's so sad. It's so sad that all of you are so closeted and turning this into everyone else's business. I say this as a bisexual man, there's nothing wrong with it. People will accept you. You might lose some of your worst friends, but they were your worst friends and they weren't worth it. It's totally better to be out, to be open, and to be happy with who you are and to be secure in your masculinity, whatever form that takes. Masculinity can be a great many things. Masculinity doesn't have to only be a straight heterosexual man who loves titties and beer. I love titties. I love them. They're the greatest things in the world. I love beer. Beer's delicious, right? But it's also totally cool if someone doesn't, if they don't like anything, or if they prefer the male physique, if they prefer men's bodies, if they prefer non-binary, that it's fine. It's totally fine. You just stay out of the people's bedrooms. Stay the fuck away. It sucks for all of us. And so that's Josh Seiter. I hope, honestly, one day he finds happiness. Whatever the fuck this is. I do not know what this course of action is, but yeah. I draw the line of beer being delicious, then wine, then spritzer or something else. I don't know.
Hey, if you'd like to unlock secret bonus episodes as well as uncensored content, go to patreon.com/The Serfs. This show is produced by Anna Loves Riley, Arian McCarthy, Cheryl Alvarez, Comrade Junkie, Doug Caddy, Everything Important, Egbard Celine, Jimmy Sombrero, Multimondi, Omni, Political Puppy, Preston Kroll, Quiet 185, Riley and Anna, Roller Dragon, Cernicus, Stellar Gwyn, Sebastian Demel, Travis McClinton, Trincel, Words Greenwood, with additional support coming from all of these amazing human beings right here.